ರಮಣನ ವೇದಾಂತ ವೇದ್ಯನ ಇಂದಿರ ರಮಣನ ಆದಿಮೂರುತಿ ಪ್ರಹ್ಲಾದ ವರದನ ಆದಿಮೂರುತಿ ಪ್ರಹ್ಲಾದ ವರದನ ಕಂಡೇನ ಗೋವಿಂದನ ಪುರುಷೋತ್ತಮ ನರಹರಿ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಶರಣಾಗತ ಜನ ರಕ್ಷಕನ ಪುರುಷೋತ್ತಮ ನರಹರಿ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಶರಣಾಗತ ಜನ ರಕ್ಷಕನ ಕರುಣಾಕರನಮ್ಮ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕರುಣಾಕರನಮ್ಮ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಕರುಣಾಕರನಮ್ಮ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ನೆರೆನಂಬಿದೆ ಬೇಲೂರ ಚೆನ್ನಿಗನ ನೆರೆನಂಬಿದೆ ಬೇಲೂರ ಚೆನ್ನಿಗನ ಕಂಡೇನ ಗೋವಿಂದನ ಗೋವಿಂದನ ಪುಂಡರೀಕಾಕ್ಷ ಪಾಂಡವ ಪಕ್ಷ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಕಂಡೇನ 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 ಗೋವಿಂದನ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕೃಷ್ಣ
Hari Om. Today's Aarti Seva is by Srimati and Sri Ravindra and Srimati and Sri Satish. We request them to please come forward and perform the Aarti.
आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की दिव्य रूप मूर्ति करुणा की आरती सद्गुरु की चरणों में उनके शांति समाये शरणागत की भ्रांति मिटाए पाप ताप संताप हरण की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की आरती सद्गुरु की वेद उपनिषद गीता को गाया धर्म सनातन फिर से जगाया शुद्ध नीति प्रीति शंकर की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की आरती सद्गुरु की सिद्ध भारी की तपोभूमि में नित्य विराजे गुरु हमारे, भक्त हृदय आनंद स्रोत की, आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।
हरि ओम, हरि ओम, हरि ओम, हरि ओम। क्लियर ना? हरि ओम। मैथिलीपते रघुनंदना, मैथिलीपते रघुनंदना, राम राघव राजीवलोचन, राम राम राघव राजीवलोचन, मैथिलीपते रघुनंदना, दीनावना करुणामया, दीनावना करुणामया, कमलनयन कौसल्यातनय, कमलनयन कौसल्यातनय, मैथिलीपते रघुनंदना, राम राघव राजीवलोचन, मैथिलीपते रघुनंदना, दीनावना करुणामया, कमलनयन कौसल्यातनय, मैथिलीपते रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना। सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवम् ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी. We saw in the last session that from Jnana Vijnana Yoga, chapter number 7, the second section of Srimad Bhagavad Gita begins. First section had first 6 chapters, which focus on the topic of Tvampada. Who is the Jiva? What is the real nature of the Jiva? And from the present understanding to the real understanding, what path should the Jiva take? So Karma Yoga, Jnana Karma Sannyasa, Dhyana Yoga, all leading towards that Sankhya Nishtha. This was the topic of the first section. Now the second section from chapter number 7 to 12, these 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, they focus on Tatpada. Tatpada means the reality of that God. Now, why should we know God? One should know oneself is understood. Isn't it? That I must know who am I. But why should we know God? Is that different knowledge? Which is different from the knowledge of the self? Is it different? No, it is the same. See, we experience that there is clearly 2 things that we experience. The sound is okay? So we clearly see 2 things are there, I and the world. In every experience of ours, these 2 things exist. Now, just as I must know the reality of this I must also know the reality of the world. In other words, subject and object, this is always there. I am the subject, I am knowing the object. So the reality of the subject and reality of the object must be known. Both must be known. Now, what Advaita Vedanta says, that you go and find the reality of the subject, you try to find reality of the object, both these inquiries are going to lead you to the same reality. Means, if I go within myself trying to find out who am I actually, and if I go deeper into the world to find out what is the reality of anything of the world, I am not going to land up with 2 different entities, but I am going to land up with the same entity. Why? Because there is only one reality. That one reality alone is appearing as both the subject as well as the object. Now, if there is only one reality, is it not enough to go either deeper into the subject or deeper into the object? Is it not enough? Because anyways you are going to reach that reality. It should have been enough. But what happens is, if I go deeper into the subject and reach the reality, I may think that I know myself, but maybe the world is something else. That is possible. I may still feel that this reality is different from the world. And therefore, it is important to inquire into both the subject as well as the object. So the inquiry into the subject is the topic of first 6 chapters. Inquiry into the object, the reality of the object, is the topic of next 6 chapters. And to show that both these realities are one is the topic of third section, the last 6 chapters. Is this clear now? So we always say there are 3, when we say Jiva, Jagat, subject and object, immediately we also say Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. Third entity we bring. Why this third entity is required? That Ishvara is not something else. Ishvara is only Jagat. But I see Jagat, I don't see Ishvara. Therefore I think Jagat is different, Ishvara is different. Therefore I say Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Then as you go and analyze Jagat, you analyze Ishvara and you understand that Ishvara himself is Jagat. That is what we were seeing yesterday. I hope you remember. Who is God from the perspective of God? That is what we were seeing in 7th chapter. That God, he says, I have 2 kinds of prakritis, apara prakriti and para prakriti. Apara prakriti is the entire world of gross, subtle and causal. And para prakriti is the sentiency in that inert world. Jiva. And from the highest standpoint, Brahman, that reality. So this apara prakriti, para prakriti, both belong to God. And these are the prakritis that have created the entire world. In other words, God has created the entire world. If God has created the entire world, he is the creator. From what has he created the entire world? From himself. I hope you remember. Creator, efficient cause. Material used for creation, material cause. Brahman, efficient cause. Maya, material cause. Brahman plus Maya, Ishvara, is the both efficient as well as material cause. And that is what we call as God. And this Ishvara is also Nirakara, doesn't have form. And therefore he has become the entire world. Now you understand why we were hearing from childhood, God is everywhere, God is everywhere, God is everywhere. How can one entity be everywhere? It is only possible if he is formless, doesn't have a form of its own, and therefore can be in every form, and has to be the creator who has become the entire world. That's the only way God can be everywhere. Okay? This is what we have seen yesterday. Then of course we also saw 4 kinds of bhaktas and what happens to them, what happens to those who do not worship God, etc., etc. We have seen. We don't have to go too much into yesterday's topic because that is today's topic also. I had already told you 7th and 9th chapter are very closely connected. They have same topic. Actually, they are only separated because of Arjuna's questions which come in the 8th chapter. Because while explaining the 7th chapter, Bhagavan says that person who gets this gets all these things, Adhyatma and Brahma and this and that and Adi Yajna, Adi Bhuta, Adi. Then Arjuna says, wait, what are all these terms that you are using? And then Bhagavan says, remembering me, he reaches me. Arjuna says, how? So answering that is the 8th chapter, Akshara Brahma Yoga. The moment that topic, questions, answers over, Bhagavan Shri Krishna now goes back to the topic that he wanted to describe. And therefore we see here 9th chapter follows the same methodology of 7th chapter. Same subject also of 7th chapter. What is he saying? He starts by saying Pratijna. Remember? In 7th chapter also, because there is no Arjuna's question. Here also there is no question. And therefore he says what? Idam tute guhyatamam pravakshamyana suyave jnanam vidnyana sahitam yajnatva mokshase ashubhat. Hey Anasuyave, to you who is without any sin, very innocent person, let me tell you something. Guhyatamam. I am going to tell you that which is absolute secret. Guhya means secret. Guhyatar means more secret. Guhyatama means most secret. Biggest secret I am going to tell you. And how? Jnanam vidnyana sahitam. Remember the same thing he said in 7th chapter? Jnanam teham savidnyanam idam vakshami asheshatah yajnatva neha bhuyonyat jnatavyam avashishyate. I will tell you that knowledge along with wisdom, knowing which there remains nothing to be known. That knowledge I am going to give you. Now here he says that knowledge is how? Yajnatva ashubhat mokshase. You will be liberated from samsara. Don't we want that? So Bhagavan himself is giving the answer why we should study this. Why we should know who is the truth or what is the truth of the world. Why we should know. Because knowing it, we will get liberated. Now somebody may ask, Vijay, how will we get liberated? Remember what we said? The reality of the subject, reality of the object is one and the same. That realization of the self itself is liberation. So knowing this, realizing it, wisdom, you will get liberated. Then he says, Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam Pavitramidamuttamam Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. You remember in the 7th chapter after Pratijna what Bhagavan did? After declaring that this is what I am going to tell, what Bhagavan did? Shrotru Abhimukhikarana, catching the attention of the listener. Remember? Because Arjuna has not asked the question. Bhagavan is telling himself something. Here also he does the same. What is he telling? He is telling the greatness of this knowledge. So all adjectives are used here. What is this knowledge? This knowledge is Raja Vidya. What is Raja Vidya? Different meanings are there. Beautiful meanings. Raja Vidya, one meaning is Vidyanam Raja. King of all kinds of knowledge. That also we have seen in the yesterday's session. Why this is called king of all knowledges? Because all other worldly knowledge, I will forget. This, once I get, I will not forget. Number one. Number two, it is the easiest knowledge. Why? It is knowledge of the self. To know anything of the world, lot of things are required. That object is required, eyes are required, mind is required, teacher is required. So many things are required. To know myself, what is required? Suppose I send you to some other room. There is that dark room is there. Please go and see if chairs are there or not. So you go there and you say, Swamiji, I don't know whether chairs are there or not. Why? There is no light. Okay, fine. Is there table? I don't know. I can't see anything. I don't know whether table is there or not. Why? Because there is no light. And if I ask you question, are you there? Will you say, I don't know? Why? There is no light. To know that I am, I don't need light. To know something of the world, light will be required, sense organs will be required, mind will be required, intellect will be required. To know myself, nothing is required. Easiest knowledge. Veji, what easiest? Very difficult. Bhagavad Gita to pronounce itself is difficult. What are you talking? That is because we have, you see, when we fall into a hole, a pit, how deep we have fallen, that much we have to come up or no? Knowledge is on the same level, but we have fallen deep into the ignorance, and therefore the effort is required. Knowledge is easy. To prepare your mind and intellect for that knowledge is tough. Tough means it takes time. Knowledge is easy. This is also Vidyanam Raja because it is instantaneous knowledge. That very moment you get the result of it. See, any worldly knowledge, when we study, we have to study, then we have to give exam, then we get marks. Here, we get self-knowledge, that moment itself, realization, that result of knowledge comes immediately. Vidyanam Raja. And here what is said, it releases us from the bondage of samsara. What better thing can be there? Raja Vidya, it is called. One meaning, Vidyanam Raja means the king of all knowledge, the best among all knowledges. Second, Raj Dhatu also is used in Sanskrit in the meaning of shining. Rajate, he shines. So this is that knowledge which shines. Raja Vidya. Or one more way we can understand this word, Radnya Vidya. The knowledge which is specially meant for kings, for leaders. It is for everyone, but specially for them. Why? Shri Krishna is telling to Arjuna, you see, Kshatriya. That is why he says, most beneficial to kings. That is this Raja Vidya. Second, Rajaguhyam. What do you mean by Rajaguhyam? Again, you can take it in different way. Guhyanam Raja, the best of all secrets. The best of all secrets. Or royal secret. Now you see, this word secret is a very interesting word. Generally, when we say that this knowledge is secret, the first thing that comes to our mind is, we should not tell anybody. That is how many people have misunderstood. And that is how Bhagavad Gita went into our puja room. They thought it is for puja. Why? Don't open. Shh. Secret. You tell me one thing. If nobody knows about it, can you call that a secret? If nobody knows about it, can you call that a secret? No. So what do you mean by secret? Few people know, but not everyone. That is what we call as secret. Now this knowledge is not just secret. It is Rajaguhyam. Is it royal secret? What do you mean by royal secret? That level of secret that even if you tell somebody, they will not understand. That is what it is. It is not that we should not tell it to anybody. No, you tell. This is so secret that even if you tell, they will not understand. There is a story from Mahabharata. This is when Pandavas are going to one Utsava. And Kauravas have planned that the palace in which these Pandavas will be staying, we should burn them in that palace. And therefore they built that entire palace of wax. Remember the story? Now, somehow, Vidura came to know that this is Kaurava's plan. This Duryodhana, Dushasana, etc. have planned it in this way that where Pandavas are going, that palace is made up of wax. It will be burnt when the Pandavas and Kunti are inside. Now, when Vidura heard Pandavas are already leaving and everybody has gathered to send them off. Now, when he is in front of everybody, he can't openly tell. Isn't it? That Kaurava, Duryodhana, etc. has done like this. Rajadroha it will be. But he wants them to know so that they can be saved. So Vidura started to think what to do. And other side, Pandavas, they are, going away, going far. Therefore, they are doing bye-bye, tata to everybody. And everybody is giving them some instruction, like how when we go out also, our elders will give instructions. Go safely, don't take your hand out of the window, don't eat here and there, don't drink water from this and that place. So like that, everybody was giving them instructions. They were telling Pandavas, take care of Kunti. They were telling Kunti, take care of your children. Prasparam bhavayantaha, both take care of each other. Now when all these people are giving these kind of parting messages, saying bye-bye, greetings, when they came to Vidura, Vidura said, when the forest catches fire, rats don't die because they are underground. Bye. What kind of parting message is this? So as they start to go, this Bhima looks at Arjuna and says, what did he say? Did you understand anything? Arjuna said, no, I didn't understand it. Bhima said, from my childhood I thought this Vidura is little bit crack fellow only. I don't know what he says at what time. We are going, he should give us some food to eat. Bhima, no. You see. We are going on the yatra, something should be given. He is telling when forest catches fire, rats don't die because they are underground. What is this? Now Yudhishthira started to think, why Vidura said like this? See, he is not a person who will just say something like that. There must be some reason. And if this is what he decided to say when we are leaving, means that must be important. It is coming from Vidura finally. So a whole trip, a whole journey, Yudhishthira kept on thinking about it. So when he reached, he got some suspicion that there is something wrong. So he sent Bhima and Arjuna to check this palace. And when Bhima came, after checking, saying that this is made up of wax, now Yudhishthira connected everything. The plan is to burn us. Only way to save ourselves is to go underground. Why? Because when the forest catches fire, rats don't die because they are underground. This is called royal secret. You say it openly, only the person who is eligible will understand. This is what our Gurudev did. When he started teaching Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, etc., everybody said, how can you teach this to everybody? In our Shastras it is said that there is eligibility required. How can you teach Upanishads in English? How can you teach it to women? How can you teach it to all Varnas? How can you teach it to all religions? Everybody opposed Gurudev. Gurudev said, you see, I am not capable to decide who is capable. But Shruti Mata is capable to decide who is capable. So, I will allow her to decide. Means, if somebody comes in my class who is not eligible, that fellow will sleep. I will give, that person will not get knowledge. Why should I decide whom I should give? So what? There should be at the entry, you should check. And how are you going to check? Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shat, Sampatti, Mumukshutva. How are you going to check? We can't. He said, why should we check? I will give it to everyone. Whoever is eligible will get it. This is what Bhagavan Shri Krishna himself also has said. Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidedam. Ascharyavat vadati tathaiva chanyah. Ascharyavat chaidam anya shrunoti. Shrutva api enam vedana chaiva kaschit. This knowledge is a wonder only. Why? Because anybody who talks of it is a wonder. Why? Because he has got the knowledge and then again he feels like sharing it. Wonder. He says one who listens is also a wonder. That so many things are there, but he wants to listen. Wonder. And Bhagavan says even after listening he doesn't understand anything. That is also wonder only. Shrutva api na veda. Even after listening he doesn't understand. Wonder only. The point is what? Raja Guhyam doesn't mean that we should not give it to anybody. You give it to everyone. One who is eligible will get it. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. Generally, the secret is scandalous secret. Generally, isn't it? When you say that I know something about that other person, generally it is a scandalous thing. This is not like that. Therefore he says, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, Pavitram. This is Uttamam Pavitram. This is the most auspicious secret. And therefore you should not hesitate from giving it to others. Yes, if you know something not so good about somebody, please hesitate. Don't tell it to other people. Why unnecessarily you want to tell? Spreading negativity. This is not like that. This is the most auspicious thing that you can share. Therefore, go on. Go on sharing. Pratyakshaavagamam. This is also the knowledge that each and every one of us can experience directly. So it doesn't remain dry philosophy. It doesn't remain some kind of intellectual gymnastics, some kind of thinking, idea. No, it is practical. Everybody can experience. Pratyakshaavagamam. Dharmyam. It is full of dharma. And susukham kartum. Kartum susukham. Very easy to do. Very easy to know. I told you, knowledge is easy. Preparation takes time. Kartum susukham. Avyayam, and it is imperishable. Once we get it, that's it. This is the knowledge, Arjuna, which you all should have. Therefore, listen carefully. That is what Bhagavan is telling. Now, what is that knowledge? In the 7th chapter, after giving Pratijna Vakya and Shrotra Abhimukhikarana, he gave the knowledge of Bhagavan being apara prakriti, para prakriti. Remember? And how he has created the entire world from himself, means he has become the world. And then he said, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina. That is what he says here. There what did he say? What did he say? 7th chapter, 7th verse? The entire world is like the money. Money means small beads. I am the thread. I am the thread. I am the thread means the entire world is woven together by me. Means what? I am the substratum of the entire world. Substratum, adhisthana, adhara. So, ideally speaking, who am I? I have nothing to do. Mattaf parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. In the entire world, there is nothing higher than me, nothing other than me. But if in case you see the world, please understand what? Mai sarvamidam protam. It has all woven into me. Like what? Sutre maniganaha iva. Like the sutra. Sutra means thread. In the thread, all the manis are woven. All the beads are woven. Like that, in me, the entire world is present. Means, I am the substratum. The world is a superimposition. Substratum, adhisthana. Superimposition, adhyastha. I am using two Sanskrit words. Substratum and superimposition. Now, here in the 9th chapter, Bhagavan goes little further. And what does he do? He decides to confuse all of us. Why? He has already said this is secret, royal secret. He has to give a live demonstration of what do you mean by live secret. So he says, I will make 4 statements. Let us see whether you understand. What 4 statements? Maya tatamidam sarvam jakadavyakta murtina matsthani sarvabhutani nachaham teshu avasthitaha nacha matsthani bhutani. 4 statements. What, Vijay? Sanskrit I don't understand. Please explain in English. I will explain. Idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina maya tatam. This entire world is pervaded by me, by my unmanifest form. This entire world is pervaded by me. First statement clear? Entire world is pervaded by me. Second statement, sarva bhutani matsthani. The entire world is in me. I am in the entire world. The entire world is in me. Second statement also clear? Sure? Very good. Third statement. Aham teshu na avasthitaha. I am not in them. Fourth statement. Nacha matsthani bhutani. They are not in me. Huh? Same person in the same breath is saying all these 4 things. I am in them, they are in me. I am not in them, they are not in me. Understood? Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam. See, what is the meaning? Let us take an example, and through that example we will understand what Bhagavan Shri Krishna is trying to say here. And the example is very traditional example of Advaita Vedanta. What is that? The most favorite example of rope and snake. Very good. If 9 days I take Jnana Yajna and I don't give that example, people will think that I have not taken Advaita Vedanta only. So, what is the example? That in the darkness of the night, a person misunderstands rope to be a snake. There is rope, but because of the darkness, because of his fear of snakes, whatever reason, that person starts to see that rope as snake. Okay? So about this rope and snake, we are going to make 4 statements. What is that? Number 1. Rope is present in and through the snake. Is this statement correct? So as big the snake, rope must be there all through. Why? Because rope is the substratum, snake is the superimposition. Adhisthana, Rajju. adhyastha sarpa. Correct? So rope is pervading the entire snake. Second statement. Snake is present in the rope. Correct or no? Correct or no? Yeah. Snake as superimposition is present in the rope. Correct. Statement number 3. Rope is not there in the snake. What? Rope is not in the snake. When we are seeing the snake, is there anything of rope there? Actually, rope alone is, but do I experience it? So suppose the snake, according to us, is moving. Do you think that the rope is moving? Why? First of all, that rope is just lying there, inert object, cannot move. It is your imagination that you are seeing it as snake, and then you say, snake is moving. Snake is changing color. Earlier it was black, now it is becoming blue. You do whatever you want to do about the snake. Is anything happening to the rope? No. So rope is not in the snake means what? Rope is not part of the snake. It is not one of the things. It remains separate. Statement number 4. There is no snake in the rope. When you realize rope, will you say that snake exists? Why? Snake was never there. Because we saw snake, therefore we made the first 3 statements. If I am seeing snake, then rope must be pervading it. Then that snake must be present in the rope. And actually rope is not one of the snake. All these 3 statements are based on I am seeing the snake. But what is the fact of the matter? The fact is there is no snake. Examples clear? Example is clear? 4 statements are clear? Vedji, for the example, 4 statements are clear. Now let us apply them into Ishvara and Jagat. God and the world. If I see the world, then God is pervading every single bit of it. Correct or no? He has to. He doesn't have option. So all the useless, most useless thing also, whatever you think is, or the most deadliest, worst, and everything is pervaded by God. Number 2, the entire world is present in God. Understand this little bit. When Bhagavan says, I am in everything, immediately one word should come to our mind as substratum. Adhishthanataya. And when Bhagavan says, everything is in me, one word should come to our mind as superimposition. Adhyastataya. So I am in the entire world as the substratum of the world. The entire world is in me as superimposition. Next 2 chapters of Bhagavad Gita is the demonstration of these 2 sentences. God is present in everything. That is called Vibhuti Vistara Yoga, 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. He narrates, among these I am this, among these I am this, among these I am this. He goes on narrating. To show I am in everything. And 11th chapter is to show that everything is in me, Vishwarupa. In one place, entire world, one God in the entire world. You understand difference? So God is in everything as substratum. Everything is in God as superimposition. This is, both these statements are from the perspective that there is God and there is world, two entities. Now when we go deeper, we understand God is not one of the things in the world. Means when the world changes, God doesn't change. And therefore, I am not in them. Means I am not part. Generally we say, no. Suppose me and my friends, we make a mistake, we do some silly thing, and when somebody catches, you immediately, I am not part of them, I didn't do anything. Pavam Bhagavan, he is really not part of anything, and everybody is cursing him only. Very interesting. People say, if there is God, why criminals exist? What is the connection? Why there are bad people in the world if there is God? What is the connection? Whether you are going to see that rope as a deadly poisonous snake or a beautiful looking snake, what rope has to do with both these things? You understand? He is not doing anything but getting accused of everything. God is just there. Actually, only He is there. This is our Indian English. Only He is there. English teacher, anybody sitting? He alone is there. Okay, fine. If I say He alone is there, now Indians will start wondering, what is He alone? Alone means lonely. Only He, we should not say. That is what somebody taught me. God alone is there. There is nobody else. You ask the rope, how do you feel? About what? About the snake coming out of you and going back into you. Are you happy? Are you sad? Why did you create the snake? Ask the rope. Rope will ask only one question back to you. What? What is snake? Rope has no idea that snake exists. In the same way, God is not in the world because it is not part of the world, and there is no world in God. Means what? Brahman alone is. There is nothing other than that. No, wait, what? See, just because you have sat there on top doesn't mean you can say anything that you want. No, just be little reasonable and just see, no. Now we are listening to your talk. Is it real or not real? You tell that. You tell. You tell. Shall I tell? It is not real. So shall we go? Please. But then you will go where? We will do something else. That also will not be real. Suppose in your dream you are attending this satsang. In your dream you are attending the satsang with all these people, and in your dream I am sitting here and talking. If you see such a dream, you are a great person. That itself is a big thing. Otherwise, our dreams are generally, we are going to the railway station, train has already left, we are going for examination, exam has already started. We have finished our schooling 50 years back. Still now, till now, what dreams we get? Physics paper is there, but I studied chemistry. Wow. Or some people, they are falling from the mountain. For 10 minutes they keep falling. They don't reach the bottom only. So if by God's grace you get such a good dream, Very good. But that dream is important for us for this example, okay? So let us imagine that you get a dream where you are sitting in this satsang with all the other people and I am talking. And I am telling you that this dream that you are watching is not real. Will you agree? Will you agree? No, now you will agree because you know that that is a dream. In the dream, you will not agree. But don't we see everything in the dream? The same me who creates the dream, creates everything, every object, and then becomes one subject to see the objects as different from me. Don't we do that in the dream? Just because we are seeing, does it make it real? It does not. In the same way, now we are experiencing, we are seeing, therefore it is real. Is this correct logic? No. That cannot be the correct logic. We have to give some other logic. Do you see sunrise and sunset? Do you see? Do you see? Is sun rising? Are just because we see, just because everyone sees, does not make it real. Does not make it real. That is what Bhagavan is trying to tell here. The entire world. If you think there is world, then I am the creator. I pervade. I alone have become the entire world. But the moment you analyze it deeper, you understand that there is no world. Substratum alone is. That substratum is Brahman. When you imagine world on top of it, you gave one more name to that Brahman, which is Ishvara. When you remove world, Brahman doesn't remain Ishvara. Brahman just remains as Brahman. This is Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga. Okay? Vedji, shall I say something? Of course, who can stop you? This is your dream. you are free to say whatever you want. What I wanted to say was, I didn't understand anything you said. Very good. I am successful. Why? He said you give everybody and they won't understand. Very good. It's not that I did not understand anything. I understood, but very difficult to accept. Very good. Why? It will take time. Mind and intellect has to prepare. I understood. Very good. What should I do now? Study again. Then you will know that you have not understood. Very good. What is the point? The point is there is no world. But because we see the world, we see Brahman as the cause of the world and therefore we call it Ishvara. Now, because we are seeing the world, therefore the analysis is done from the standpoint of world going through Ishvara. You understand? Because we are seeing it. Because we are seeing it, therefore the analysis is done. If I see, then this must be the cause. That is what Bhagavan says here. From the absolute standpoint, there is no world. Brahman alone is. Okay? These 4 statements Bhagavan has made. Now he says, with this now you understand how do I create the world. Don't forget that we are still seeing the world. So Bhagavan has to come to our level only to explain. Therefore he says, actually Arjuna, I don't do anything. Maya adhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam. Hetuna anena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. Maya adhyakshena. In my presence, Prakriti Maya creates the entire world. Because of this reason only, the world keeps changing, the world keeps getting created. So, though I am saying that I am the creator, actually I don't do anything. The same point Bhagavan had made in 4th chapter. To explain that the self doesn't do anything. Remember that akartru atma, akarma, vikarma, remember? That is where he had said this. Chaturvarnem maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashah tasya kartaram apimam vidhi akartaram. Though I have created, but understand that I have not done anything. Now the circle is complete, where he says, you see how it happens? In my presence, Maya creates the world. Now because the world is created by Maya, world has the same qualities as Maya. And what is the quality of Maya? That it is not there. Maya, ya ma. Ma means not there. In Sanskrit, ma means not. Ya ma. That which is not there. That is called Maya. So that which is not there has created the world which is not there. From nothing, nothing can be created. We say this also. Nothing can be created from nothing. Correct. So Maya, nothing, has created the world, nothing. I am just there. That is what Bhagavan is telling. Now when we listen to all this explanation, etc., we must remember when Bhagavan says world is not there, don't say, oh, that means I am not there. That is not what Bhagavan is telling. Bhagavan is telling you alone are there. The world is not there. Veggie, one more doubt. Yes. Now there are around 200 people sitting here. When you say you alone are there, which one of 200? Arey, my dear, in your dream, when you see 200 people listening and one speaker talking, how many people are there? How many people are there? There is only one person, your dream. I am sleeping comfortably in my room. I am not seeing this dream. There is only one. Here is the question of everybody. Ayyo, Swamiji. Means if I realize all these people will die? See, our doubts don't end only. We keep getting different. I realize. Let me ask you. If you get up, what will happen to all of us who are there in your dream? Will we continue the dream? No. We will also get up. As what? As you. Welcome to Advaita Vedanta. There is only one Advaita. That's why Gurudev says, alone to alone, all alone. That is the path. Who is going? Alone, me. To where? Self, which is also alone. And on the way, all alone. That is the path. Now, Bhagavan, after explaining these concepts, goes into a kind of loop. I call it the loop of 3. Because from verse 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, he is explaining everything as 3, 3, 3. 3 kinds of mudha, fools, 3 kinds of duratma, wicked people, 3 kinds of mahatma, great people, 3 kinds of devotees, 3 kinds of jnanis. Everything he is explaining one by one. Means what? Those people who don't understand this, don't accept it, criticize it, they are called fools. Then there are wicked people, those who are vicious, those who are indulgent, those who are delusory, they are wicked people. Then there are Mahatmas also, those who try to understand, those who worship, and finally those who see everything as that self, who don't see anything different. Then he says there are some devotees, they just love me. What do? They sing my glories, they worship me, and they remain ever in me. And then there are jnanis. What? In themselves, in others, in everyone, they only see oneself. Jnana yajnena chapyanye yanto mam upasate ekatvena prithaktvena bahudha vishvato mukham. They see me alone in everything, if at all there is everything. Arjuna, you must come to this understanding. How will I come to this understanding, Bhagavan? You know, you always say, very easy for you to say, come to know me. Give your mind into me. Surrender all your actions into me. Easy for you to say, you don't know what problems I have. What problems do you have? The moment class is over, I have to run to my home and cook for my family. What is there for you to say, give yourself to me? I have a lot of things to do. Bhagavan says, let me solve your problem. What? If you give yourself to me, I will take care of everything about you. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Arjuna, you think you are immersed in samsara and therefore you have too many things to do? Let me simplify it for you. What? In your life, you only do two things. What? Yoga and kshema. Yoga means getting what I do not have. Apraptasya praptihi yoga. Remember, word yoga means union, joining. So what I do not have, I have it. That is called yoga. And then what I have it, I need to protect it. Praptasya rakshanam kshemaha. 2-line autobiography of all of us. We may think we are great people and therefore can write 1000-page autobiography. The entire 1000-page can be summarized in 2. What? How I got everything that I did not have and how I protected everything that I had. Bas. Apraptasya praptihi, praptasya rakshanam. Bhagavan says, Arjuna, don't waste your life in this. You put your mind in me and me alone, nobody else. Ananyaha chintayanta. And then what? Then I will take care of your yoga and kshema. I will take care of everything about you. There is one story which is very interesting. There was one Mahatma named Neelakantha. He has written entire Bhashya of entire Mahabharata. Neelakanthi it is called. It is said about him when he was writing Bhashya on the entire Mahabharata. Gita is also part of Mahabharata. So he used to go every day, sit under some tree on the bank of some river and write the commentary of Mahabharata. Full day he was busy there. Completely ignoring his home. And will come, he will ask his wife will give something to eat, he will eat, again he will go for writing. One day when he was writing commentary on Bhagavad Gita and this verse came, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham, for them, nitya abhyuktanam, who are ever in me, yogakshemam vahami aham. Bhagavan says, I carry their yogakshema, vahami. Literal meaning is, vahami means carry. Now this Neelakantha Maharaj felt that, this is little too much. Why? My problems, why Bhagavan has to carry? So while writing the commentary for Vahami, he wrote Dadami. So he removed that word Vahami and he wrote Dadami. Dadami means I give. I carry is little too much, I give is okay. And then he felt, how can I even think that Bhagavan is carrying our problems? It's not right. Bhakta doesn't think like that. So he came in between. No, he said, I need to just get my mind off this bad thought that I have got. And he came home, and wife looked, he said, what happened now? He said, no, I will go on the river, I will take bath and come, then you give me food. So he went, had bath and came back. When he came back, wife is standing like this in the door, very angry. Now Nilkanta Maharaj said, what happened? He said, how can you be so cruel? He said, I? Cruel? What happened? He said, do you know every day you go out and come home only for eating? You know that? He said, yeah, must have been. How do you think food comes to us? Food. Money is not there. How? There is one boy who every day brings food for us, saying that I am great admirer of this Maharaj. Therefore, every day he brings food for us. And today, you beat that boy? Young, small boy who does so much for us. Why did you beat him? Nilkanta said, number one, I don't know any boy. Number two, I don't have admirers. Number three, I did not beat. I said, what are you talking? That boy said, that boy had all the wounds on his face. So Nilkanta said, what is his name? He said, his name is Kanhaiya. When Nilkanta Maharaj is writing the commentary on the Gita, Bhagavan himself as small boy is coming and giving food. And that Dadami for writing that he strike on that Vahami, those came as wounds. Nilkanta Maharaj understood. What? Vahami is only correct. Why? Actually Bhagavan carries everything for us. Think about it. So many times we have been careless. If not for Bhagavan, do you think we will be alive? I always say this, the way we drive our vehicle and the way we eat food, technically we should not be alive till now. We should have died either in some accident or by eating. We are alive is sheer miracle, only possible by God's grace. If not for God, who else is carrying us? And you know the best thing of God? He doesn't even wait for Ananya Shintayanto Mam. He is anyways carrying Yogakshema for us. He is telling, okay, I have done that, now at least look at me. And still there are people who don't worship God. They worship other deities. Remember this topic also came? They worship other deities means what? They try to worship other powers. Now this concept we must understand correctly. When it is said that Indra, Varuna, Vayu, Agni, these devatas exist and people go to them to fulfill some desires, and Bhagavan says people go to them and then what? Then I only give them whatever they want through those people, through those devatas. Why? Because who has given devatas power to give? God only. So whether we go to devatas or whether we go to God, we are getting it from God only. But because we have gone to the devata, we get it in the wrong channel. In one place, Bhagavan says, nobody comes to me. Shankaracharya ji while writing Bhashya, commentary, he says, iti akrosha iti Bhagavan. Bhagavan is crying. What? It's so easy. Why are they going? Why are they not coming? And it is not because they are not coming to me is my loss. No. He says they are not coming to me is their loss. Why are they not coming? what is the, we must understand. Example I will give you. Sometimes suppose mother has to do some job or work somewhere, then they keep one ayah at home. You understand ayah? One who takes care of the kid. Now the thing about this ayah is, whatever the child asks, ayah will give. That is her job, to keep the child happy. But the mother will not give everything that the child asks. Child says, I want ice cream. Mother will say, shut up. You have exam tomorrow. Then what? Then he will go to ayah. Ayah, I want ice cream. Ice cream. Why? She doesn't care. It is not her child. God is like mother. Devatas are like ayah. Vechi, I like ayahs only. Why? They give what we want. Arey, God gives what we need, not what we want. Because we ourselves don't know what we want. Imagine if really we start getting what we want, it will be very difficult. That's why there is one theory which is very interesting theory. They say Saraswati Mata is roaming. And while roaming in the sky, she keeps saying Tathastu, 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 Tathastu. So by mistake, if we say something and she says Tathastu, it will happen. They say this for us to understand we should be careful about what we ask, what we say. Why? We don't have any idea what we really want. God is like that compassionate mother who gives what we need, even though it looks like it is suppressing us, it is against our wish, whatever. If the child needs, mother will give. God is not partial. Careful. He says here, Samoham sarvabhuteshu, name dveshah asti na priyaha. The point is not that if we worship the devatas, we will get little bit. If we worship God, we will get everything. That means God is partial. God is not partial. We have chosen the wrong means. God's grace is like fire. If we go closer to the fire, we will get the warmth. If we stand away from the fire, we will not get warmth. Now we standing far from the fire, looking at the people who are close to the fire and say, what is this God? You are only blessing them, not us. Hey, you come close. Who has stopped you? God is not partial. It is on us. If we go closer to the fire, we will also get warmth. If we go closer to God, we will also experience His great grace. If we go closer to devatas and ask them something, God will say, okay, tathastu, you will get it through the devata. Do you understand what is the point Bhagavan is trying to make here? You come to me, you will get everything. There is one very beautiful shloka which from childhood we have been chanting. Akashat patitam toyam yatha gacchati sagaram sarvadeva namaskaran keshavam pratigacchati. So if I worship devatas, that worship is going where? To Bhagavan only. But it is going through wrong channel. There is a bottleneck in between. Why? So many people are asking to the devatas only. So devatas are very busy. Therefore, there is a delay in communicating your prayer to God and getting the reply. So what you should have? Hotline with divine. Direct connection. Bhagavan says, when you can directly come to me, why do you go somewhere else? And Bhagavan says, coming to me is most easy. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, yome bhaktya prayachati. Arjuna, worshipping those deities is difficult. Worshipping those devatas is difficult. They have so many rules. The puja should start at this time, you should offer it this way, and then order should be like this. Then first Indraya Swaha, then Agnaya Swaha, then Varunaya Swaha, then Yamaya Swaha. This is order. If you change, they get angry. Which is correct also, because they are posts. Politicians will get angry. No, if you don't keep chair in front, all that will happen. But will mother get angry because you did not follow the protocol? Mother doesn't get angry. In front of mother, what? Do you follow protocol? No. Whatever you have little bit, you give it to mother. Mother says, oh, very good. My child has made like this. You don't have to become M.F. Hussain to present something painting to your mother. Whatever you make. And you remember when in our childhood, we used to take mother's or father's money, buy them greeting card and give on their birthday. We used to do that or no? Taking money from them, we are giving them gift. Why? Because we don't have anything of our own. That is what we are doing when we are offering puja to Bhagavan. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, everything is given by God only. And that we are collecting and giving it back to God. Is it difficult? And you see Bhagavan how he is not saying patrani, pushpani, phalani. He uses singular. One leaf, one flower, one fruit, one drop of water. Point is what? Yome bhaktya prayachati. One who gives with love. So what you are giving doesn't matter. How you are giving matters. So whatever we have, if we can give it to God with love, he says, tadaham bhakti uparutam. I become pleased by that love. Ashnami prayatatmana, and I accept it. No, Bhagavan. You see, it may be very simple, but still I need to get patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam or no. He says, okay. Yat karoshi, yad ashnasi, yad juhoshi, dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. He says, okay, if you don't want to offer anything, whatever you are doing, whatever you are eating, whatever you are offering into fire, whatever tapas you are doing, whatever you are giving to anybody, give with the thought that you are giving it to me. Can you do that? So don't even have to do anything separate. Puja also is not required, he is telling. I am not saying you should not do puja, okay? Why do we do puja? For us to remember that everything in the day that I do, I have to offer it to Bhagavan. For that reminder we do puja. Please remember, puja we don't do for him. He doesn't need our puja. We need. Why? Otherwise we will forget. He says, in and through the day, whatever actions you do, offer them to me. This is spirituality. Spirituality is not time-consuming business. Anything that we are doing, if we offer it to God, it becomes spirituality. So, I am driving. Driving can become spirituality. I am talking. Talking can become spirituality. I am listening. Listening can become spirituality. I am eating. Eating can become spirituality. I am taking bath. That also can become spirituality. I am not doing anything. That also can become spirituality. To worship God is most easiest. Not like worshipping devatas. And he says, even when you do with such easy way, the result that you will get will still be infinite. What else? What else Bhagavan should tell now to convince us that we have to worship him? You please tell me now. He's told everything. Moksha se karma bandhane. Even by doing this, you will get on. Veggie, yes. I accept everything that you have said, especially the second half of today's session. The first half was little bouncer, but second half, okay, I understood. But I have one technical difficulty. What technical difficulty you? Don't tell anybody, but I know what kind of bad person I am. I have done such miserable things. I don't think now by offering Patram Pushpam it will work. The technique is correct, but I know what I am. Bhagavan says, Apichet Sudurachara. Even if you are a Sudurachari, Durachari means one who does bad things. Sudurachari means one who does bad things efficiently. Means you are good in doing bad. See, some people are bad in doing bad things also. They want to do some pranks, but that also they can't do properly. They want to kill somebody, that also they can't do properly. They want to kill themselves, that also they can't do. Not the failures in bad business. He says, even if you are a successful wicked person, Sudurachara apichet, bhajate maam ananya bhak. If you remember me once, what? Sadhureva samantavya. Such a person should be called sadhu. Huh? He is Sudurachari. Yes. He was Sudurachari before he remembered me. Now he is a sadhu. Why? Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. Soon he is going to become dharmatma. He is going to leave that path of bad things, adharma, and he will become dharmatma. Don't worry. Shashvat shantim prayachati. He will worship me and reach that supreme truth, that supreme peace. Arjuna, take loudspeaker and declare. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktah pranashyati. Bhagavan says, Arjuna, you can declare what? My devotee will never perish. I don't care whether he was a criminal before or he was a saint before. I don't care. He worshipped me, he became mine. From that moment, he is my responsibility and he will not perish. This is called compassionate God. That's why I say mother. Hundreds of mistakes also we have done. Mother forgives. Father will not. Father will not. And he should not. Why? Because only because of that fear we will not commit mistakes. But when that father is strict, that compassionate mother gives us food, okay. Don't do it again. Eat now. We have experienced this or no? That is God. Doesn't matter what we have done. Any person, if they devote themselves to me, I take care of them. That is what Bhagavan says. With this, he concludes the 9th chapter. Last verse of this 9th chapter, he says, Manmana bhava, mad bhaktah bhava, mad yaji, mam namaskuru, mameva eshasi yuktva evam atmanam matparayanaha. You please, Arjuna, what? Put your mind in me. Become my devotee. Offer everything to me. Prostrate to me. And I will make sure that you become me. This last verse is the summary of Bhakti Yoga, which is our tomorrow's topic. So, he has given all the reasons why we should devote our life to God. From all kinds of angles, he has told. He said, I am the only truth in the entire world. Therefore, you must worship me. The entire logic of being the creator, he has explained. Then he has also explained, if you don't come to me, go somewhere else. Finally, I am the one who is giving. Why don't you come to me directly? And coming to me is very easy. You don't have to offer much. Whatever you have, you offer. If that also you cannot, you do whatever you are doing and offer that to me. Even if you are a criminal and you have done so many sins in the past, doesn't matter, still you can come to me. I will take care of you. Now the question remains, Bhagavan concept is over, Ishvara understood. Bhakta, what kinds of 4 kinds of Bhakta, and if they worship, what happens? If they don't worship, what happens? Clear. What is Bhakti? What do you mean by being devoted to God? That is tomorrow's topic. Chapter number 12. After 9th chapter, the 10th and 11th chapter, I have already told you what are they. Further explanation of how God is in everything and everything is in God. 10th and 11th chapter. Vibhuti Vistara and Vishwarupa Darshana. Now, tomorrow's session we will see Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion, the famous path, the easiest path, and the best path for all of us. That is Bhakti Yoga. Let us see tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.